Hi, Dr. Shannon Featherston here with Texas Healthcare. It's History of Chiropractic. We're going to take a tour. Come follow me. Daniel David Palmer is the discoverer of chiropractic. He was a magnetic healer in Davenport, Iowa in 1895. The janitor of the building was Harvey Lillard, who suffered from deafness. Through the communications, Harvey relayed to Dee Dee that he had an injury and was deaf. Dee Dee persuaded Harvey Lillard to allow him to evaluate his spine and make a quick thrust on a bench to see if he could remove the bump. When Harvey Lillard realized that his hearing began to return, Dee Dee realized he was onto something. People came from all over the country to be adjusted by Dee Dee Palmer for hearing or other ailments, is what Dee Dee had realized was happening. Dee Dee realized in a near accident that he needed to teach somebody else how to do this new development. His friend Reverend Samuel Weed helped him coin the term chiropractic, which means done by hand. Well, the very first student that he had was Leroy Baker. And then Dee Dee decided that he needed to open a school to teach more people how to do this. So the first school was Palmer School of Cures, and he started in 1897. His son was in the very first class. His son is Joshua Bartlett Palmer, but he liked BJ and go by Bart. Well, he was in the first class of the graduation, and he was the developer of chiropractic. The first female that graduated in 1900 from Palmer College was Menorah Paxton. Menorah Paxton was very influential in chiropractic. She was faculty of 2 different chiropractic colleges, as well as wrote the first chiropractic textbook. BJ's wife, Mabel Heath Palmer, he met in chiropractic school. She was all stages of development for chiropractic, with textbooks, service industry, recruitment, all the service clubs that were available at Palmer at that time in the early 1900s. Also, what happened in the early 1900s is there was no licensing of states. So a lot of chiropractors were being arrested because being based on laws of practicing without a license, because each state did not know where they fit into the realm of being a physician. The state licensing started in 1905 and ran all the way till 1974. The first state was Minnesota, and the last state was Louisiana in 1974. Texas had their Chiropractic Act in 1943. So there were several chiropractors that spent time being jailed. I have a picture here that will show you of a chiropractor adjusting in the jail and providing the service for what he's being arrested for. BJ bought his father out of Palmer College in 1906. And I found a copy of a check, and we have it signed too with Dr. Dee Dee Palmer and Mrs. Dee Dee Palmer. The total sale was $2,196.97. So at that time, Dee Dee Palmer traveled west, and he was, along the way, stopped to see several of former students, opened a chiropractic college in Oregon, and then eventually made his way to California, where he passed away in 1913 of typhoid fever in Los Angeles. BJ was always the promoter. He had the first car west of the Mississippi, and he in Davenport, Iowa, and he had his name stenciled on the side, BJ Palmer. Well, so Palmer Chiropractic College, as it became known, chiropractic tables have always been a source of interests. The very first one was a wooden bench, and patients would lay face down. Lots of broken noses, lots of bloody noses from those first few adjustments. Eventually, doctors started having patients turn their head to the side and they would give that quick thrust. WOC. In the chiropractic world, it was World of Chiropractic, Wonder of Chiropractic, and then eventually he bought WHO in Des Moines, Iowa, which means with hands only. Now, of course, these call signs were issued by the government and not used at the radio station, but in the chiropractic world, we all called them those names. B.J. Palmer passed away in 1961 at the age of 79. His wife, Mabel, passed away of a stroke in 1949. Now, B.J. Palmer hired a young man named Ronald Reagan. Eventually, he became the President of the United States. But Ronald Reagan started off each broadcast with a chiropractic commercial. But Ronald Reagan was there to do weather, sports, and farm reports. BJ relinquished the college to his son, David Daniel Palmer, and moved to Florida. Hey, thanks for walking down memory lane with me. We'll see you soon on another Ask the Doctor.